It amazes me that with all the coronavirus going on in Europe, no one's talking about Japan, a country with just under half the population of America, okay, 120 odd million people, with less than 2,000 total deaths. That is to me staggering. And I am someone who left pre COVID and returned post COVID. So I can describe to you exactly the different Japan that I left and returned to. The first thing I noticed when I arrived in Japan is how seriously they take it. There was social distancing in planes, something we're not doing in the States, right? Just arriving, flying from Tampa to Dallas. I was on a US airplane, no social distancing, no mask requirement, right? Completely packed plane. I'm cowering in the corner, hoping I don't catch it. And then from flying from LA to Japan, my internal flight was canceled because I came in internationally and you have to quarantine for 14 days on arrival in Japan. It is a mandate imposed by the Japanese airline government or the government on the airlines, right? They can't change, they can't lock down the country. The country's not locked down. They cannot mandate mask wearing. They can, but they've made recommendations based on the science and they have done it. So on arriving to Japan, I had to rent a car to drive back to my house, right, from Tokyo because my flight was canceled. The thing that I noticed when I went out and about is that I'm not joking here, but 99.5%, I would guess, right? 99 for sure, I think it's 99.5% of everyone out and about is wearing a mask. Everyone wears masks. Not only that, in front of every business, all they did was hang a piece of plastic, which basically is at chest level. So you can still interact underneath it. Now, I'm not seeing anyone do that in the States. Just hang plastic, right? Thumbtack it to the roof, big strips of plastic, so that way the customers are not breathing on their workers. In every store, pretty much. I would say 90% of the stores that I see have implemented this measure. Very simple, very cheap, very effective measure. So everyone's wearing masks. Everyone is basically protecting their employees against it by creating a physical barrier for them. It's astounding. I feel safe here. I go about my business. We go out to eat. Life has not changed except for the fact of wearing a mask. It's kind of like wearing clothes or putting on a seatbelt. Um, and we do restrict, we don't go out as much, but we still go out. Schools are open. There has been one case of coronavirus recently, and it was because of a Japan English teacher, an American, I believe, may have not been American, name called James, foreigner, who was 30 something, went to Osaka, went to party in Osaka, brought it back. Probably didn't social distance, probably wasn't wearing a mask, who knows, James, and that was it. A foreigner infects students and teachers at a local high school. Thanks, James. Thanks for your, being a moron. So, Japan COVID is astounding in their response. And the question is why can't every state in America go and research what Japan is doing and implement and do what Japan is doing? It's that simple. They've been doing it. Here was another interesting thing that I didn't understand at the time, but now makes a lot of sense. In September of this year, that's when I flew back, or it was September 30th. No, it was September of this year. Japan did a big lockdown. So prior to that, there wasn't really a lockdown. I could fly in and out of Japan. September 1st, you have to actually have either, like I have a spousal visa, and uh, ultimately deal with getting permission and everything else. Did Japan know that things were going to go crazy? Was there numerics? Was there statistical data showing that they knew that they needed to lock down the country when they did before this second wave? It's really the second wave because the first wave was just a lag, but this is definitely is the second wave happened. Just like the flu of 1910 had a massive second wave, here's the massive second wave. And anyway, so I just want to put that out there. I've done other videos on Japan COVID, and I'm going to make some more videos and stuff because wearing masks work, social distancing work, taking these precautions work. So be safe, undoubtedly.